my name is Stan Copeland, and it's a joy to be the pastor of Lovers Lane United Methodist Church. We're on the eve of our 70th birthday as a congregation, and we're entering a capital campaign that we've entitled The Dream Conspiracy. This dream conspiracy is going to be about us conspiring, collaborating, and working together to meet our dream goals in this campaign. And we want to start this campaign in prayer. People will be praying for one another. You may even receive a call from someone who's praying for you. But all of us are going to center our prayers in this particular question. Lord, what do you want to do through me? You know, in my prayer time lately, I've been thinking about the great cloud of witnesses that we have here at Lovers Lane. We know that passage from Hebrews so very well. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. I can't think about all of the building that we've done here at Lovers Lane in the past 15 years without thinking about the champion of those buildings, David McLaurin. Everything that we have done related to construction, he was very much the leader of. And I've also thought about Walter Hoy and the more than 50 years that he loved this church and especially led this church in endeavors that had to do with excellent stewardship. I thought about little Angela Jameson and how in the last capital campaign we featured her in our brochure. I can still see her little smile and her closed eyes that reminded us that what we do in these capital campaigns related to building is for generations that will come after us. And I also thought about Amy Tucker and how important Amy was to the children's ministry of this church. How we miss her, but we're reminded in times like these of those who have run the race before us and who've made such a difference. Just a few weeks ago, we celebrated the homecoming of Harry Lucas. He was into his 90s. I heard him tell so many times the story about how Tom Shipp asked him to lead the way on the construction of our beautiful sanctuary. He said he once asked Tom Shipp, "When do you ever get off of the building committee?" And Tom said, "Harry, you just have to die to get off the building committee." I think that he's watching what's going on in his church from a heavenly perch. James Charlie was part of our cloud of witnesses too, and a faithful member of our Zimbabwean fellowship. I remember fishing trips when the Zimbabwean fellowship would join me in East Texas, and James, who'd never caught a fish, caught his first fish. And from then on, every fishing trip, James was leading the way. But every time we gathered here, he was also leading the way in worship. And he loved this congregation that was full of so many different people. We have a beautiful church here and a great cloud of witnesses that we celebrate. You have your own cloud that has meant so much to you, and we have this larger collective cloud that I hope in our prayer time together we will give thanks to God for each and every one. We're in the Ship Chapel here at Lovers Lane, and I can't enter this space without thinking of Elizabeth Price. The kneelers that are around the altar, she commissioned those, as also the cross that is front and center. When Elizabeth was in her mid-90s, she decided to join an Alpha class, and she had her heart strangely warmed. And I remember as she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in the waning days of her life, how she believed that our sanctuary also should have a beautiful cross. I remember the day that she dedicated that cross. She came into the pulpit and she in essence said, "I'm so grateful for this congregation and the care that you've given me through the years, that I want to give this cross for you to enjoy and generations to enjoy after you." She was led out of that sanctuary pulpit. Two young men picked her up and took her home. where she died, just 1 week after that dedication. Elizabeth was a champion. And we need champions in this capital campaign. Champions who pray that prayer, Lord, what do you want to do through me? And each and every one of us will hear that word. And each and every one of us, if we do just that, we will meet our dream goal at the end. So may God bless us as we pray for one another, as we think about the cloud of witnesses that we have been blessed with in our lives, and as we give God thanks and praise for the champions who have gone before us and the champion that He will make out of you.